It is that time of the year where everything I say in this video will be completely wrong because today we are doing our League 2 predictions. This has been so highly requested and today is the day where I get everything wrong. Remember, our goal this year is to hit 100,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button and let's get into this. That was a bit aggressive. I do apologise. I actually think this was quite a straightforward league to predict, but I might be completely wrong now. Let's get this monstrosity started then because in 24th place, I've got Crawley Town. I genuinely think every single football fan who has predicted the League 2 table has got Crawley Town in 24th place. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't blame anyone. Firstly, to run a football club, you need owners that the fans can trust, the players and managers can trust, but they don't have that. It all starts from the top of how you run the club and the principles in place, such as the culture, which is just completely lost. 6 of their 8 new signings are from non-league and 4 of them are from the step 2 and below. Like, what on earth is this business? I feel sorry for the fans and I could go on about the owners, but it's got to be last place. Moving on to a club who just does average, but then again has a season now and then where they do very well, get into the playoffs, but still end up in League 2. And my other relegation spot is going to Newport County. They've got no flair or pace in the final third, and in this league it's vital. 9 defeats in the first 14 games last year, but there's something in my mind which is unfortunately telling me that the time could be running out. They've lost so many players this summer and it almost feels like they're going back to square one. They're in a transition and need to sign quality quick because right now it's looking a bit dry. I do know I've got a few Newport fans watching the channel, so I do appreciate your support, but I think you're going down. In 22nd place and just about avoiding relegation, and that's Harrogate. A club who snuck into the relegation dogfight last year, but ultimately survived by 9 points. They have the longest serving manager in the EFL with Simon Weaver in charge for 14 years. That is 2/3 of my life. They've retained Luke Armstrong, but I don't think they can rely on one man. It will be another relegation dogfight between Harrogate and Newport, but I think they'll just about survive. In 21st place, we've got Sutton United. This club has been on a ride in the last few years, winning the National League title in 2021, 8th and 14th place finishes in League 2. But this time round, a lot has changed. A bundle of top players has left the club this summer, and in a team which has a great togetherness to grind out results, they don't have that connection in the squad anymore, and ultimately I think that will make them tumble down the table. But they will do just enough to survive. 20th place, we've got Accrington Stanley. Last year's relegation ended a 5-year stint in League 1, and they're still not in a good position. Options in attack look very minimal, and in defence it seems very youthful and not so much experience. Their problem is having players in the medical centre relying on those injury-prone lads to deliver. It's a very unbalanced squad, and I don't think they're in for a good year. Joe Pritchard and Ethan Hamilton should step up to the plate in League 2, but nevertheless, I think they're just about going to survive. In 19th place, we've got Crewe. After a good mid-table finish last year round, I don't think it'll be the same this time round. Losing top goal scorer Dan Adjie and best defender Rod McDonald, they seem weaker going into the season. They've made a few signings, but nothing which makes me think that they'll finish above 19. I'm very interested to know where you Crewe fans think you'll finish. In 18th place, I can't believe I'm going to be saying this, but Morecambe. Uncertain times ahead for Morecambe, where despite getting relegated, I see them down there once again this campaign. No one knows where the owners are, no one's heard anything from them. It's pure silence, and huge financial constraints mean that this has been a tough summer to recruit players. In fact, I swear their retained list literally had everyone out of the squad. Cole Stockton departing the club was the big one, but everyone was expecting that. They look very short on players, and with games coming up thick and fast, it's not looking good. In 17th place, I've got Wimbledon, and I must admit, I'm not very knowledgeable when it comes to this club. They finished just shy of the relegation places, however this time round, I think it will be more comfortable with the additions made. Johnny Jackson has got a big season coming up. They're finishing 17th place, but I've got a banging football shirt. In 16th place, I've got Swindon, and I just look at that club right now from the outside and just think, have they got a vision? Have they got a direction on how they want to proceed as a club? And for me, I don't think they do at all. In all fairness, I've got Charlie Austin up front, and we all know what he could do on his day. They were quite inconsistent last year, so the gaffer has to work his magic this time round. In 15th place, we've got a club who just stay in League 2 no matter what, and that is Colchester United. It was a bit like Ipswich back in the day in the Championship, where they were literally just furniture, and that is Colchester right now in League 2. I do think there is a more positive feel at the club, recruiting a lot better and not just being Ipswich Town's retirement home. The sporting director and head of recruitment have made a good impact, which is putting the fans back on the side. Nico Lawrence looks like a good loan signing from Torquay, so I think we'll see progress this season and they'll finish 15th. My lucky number, and that is 14th place. Probably not the position you want to be in this table, but nevertheless, we have got Mansfield. Nigel Clough loves a squad with experience, and with it being the oldest average age in the division, it definitely shows. To progress and do well in the league, you need a combination of youth and experience in the team, so decreasing that average age is definitely the key. They haven't made too many signings, and I think they'll do average this season, finishing 14th. 13th place, we've got Tranmere. The fans probably want a higher position to what I've said, but this is purely down to the quality in this division. This is probably the strongest League 2 has ever been. I'm also going to be completely honest and say that this is such a potluck guess. I have no idea how they will do. So Tranmere fans, please tell me in the comments where you think you'll finish. Give me the reasons why, and I'll definitely be reading the comments. But for me, 13th place is a potluck guess. Am I right? Now then, Forest Green were simply not good enough last year in League 1 and got relegated very early. And for me, 12th place, slap bang in the middle, mid-table is where they'll finish in League 2. I think this year is all about stabilising the club and knowing what direction you want to go in the next few years after. Start putting pressure on the players, the squad, the manager, and really focus on how you want to grow the club. Getting relegated, losing Duncan Ferguson now, they're going for a rebuild. So they want to do the basics right now, and I think they'll finish mid-table. I think they'll take that, but then obviously progress every season from then on. In 11th place, I'm interested to see if I've got it spot on here or really wrong, but I've got Walsall. I would have even gone on to say that Walsall would have progressed even further this year, but that's just down to Notts County, Wrexham. You got MK Dons back in League 2 now. The league is at its strongest it's ever been, and I think 11th place is actually a very good position considering the teams in this division now. To even get a playoff spot now, your team has got to be on point. I really hope Walsall do well this season. It's always a club I've always looked at their fixtures for some reason. I hope they progress and Danny Johnson will at least get 12 goals this season. Moving on to 10th place, we've got Grimsby. I'm sure Grimsby fans actually want a higher position to what I've put them as well. They achieved a top half finish in their first season back to the EFL, and under great ownership, it's rejuvenated the fans' excitement and heading in the right direction. Let's not forget as well, they went on an unbelievable FA Cup run last year. Signing 20-year-old ball-winning midfielder Camille Conte was a great move and fit for the club. I think he'll do well in League 2 and provide options in the middle of the park. They've got a great squad, and I think they can even push on to go into the playoffs. But as I've said many times now, it's all down to the quality in the league this year. To be honest, I'd love to see Grimsby go up, and I hope they do finish in the playoffs. We have got a huge club next, and that is not Wrexham, it's Bradford. They've always got so much expectation on them, but always seem to miss out. Average attendances of like 16,000 is just ridiculous, so despite my position, I'm really hoping they have a successful year. The big statement was keeping hold of Andy Cook, who scored 28 goals in 46 games. I don't think this squad will get automatics, but a push for playoffs is definitely on. Mark Hughes' second season in charge, let's see how he does. Another club which has a lot of pressure on them, season in, season out. Salford, 8th place. I feel this is another season where they'll miss out again, but that's due to the quality of the clubs in this division this year. Retaining Elliot Ward, the best deep line playmaker in League 2, is massive, so he'll always cause a threat. I feel they're lacking in depth in some ways, so keeping our starting 11 fit is so key. I think they need a few more strong additions if they want to push for playoffs, but 8th place, I'll take that. Now then, moving on to the playoffs, things start to get spicy. And in 7th place, we've got Gillingham. There is a new life at the club, and as they've got new American owners in place with good financial backing behind them, the fans feel rejuvenised and the momentum is with them to continue in a positive direction. With new owners, there is more pressure on the manager. With Neil Harris, I feel with the squad he has, he'll get the best out of the lads and deliver that final playoff spot. From the outside, it looks positive, so let's see where they end up. Now, a club which I have not mentioned yet, who are also going to be getting a playoff spot, and is not the biggest club whatsoever, and I think it's Barrow. This is my shout of the video. For me, it all starts with the gaffer, Pete Wild, who is considered to be one of the top upcoming managers in the game right now. They play with a real intensity and a high pressing style which suits the league very well. You know, you just have a feeling, and that small club in the division just does well and excel. I feel this season is Barrow's time, but I could be completely wrong, I could be made a mug, but that's the point of the video. I don't really have ball knowledge, and I'm just proving my point when I come to react to this at the end of the season. Right then, we're moving on to a few of the big boys now. Notts County, 5th place. Honestly, there is nothing stopping them for gaining automatic promotion, and especially after signing David McGoldrick from Derby, I'm not ruling it out at all. What a player he is, and after watching him last season, I even said in the stands how he can still smash it in the Championship. And now look at him, he's playing in League 2. If David McGoldrick stays fit, he's getting 20+ goals this season. Let's not forget as well, our partnership of him and Langstaff as well just sounds filthy. 5th could be a little bit harsh, you know. There's an unbelievable winning mentality in that squad, and under Luke Williams, a fantastic coach. They could achieve anything this year. Sky's the limit for them. I know I said Barrow was my shout of the video, but this one is also very much out there. Doncaster, 4th place. Yeah, I've just said that, 4th place. Wow. It's not automatics, but it's a severely improved position from last year. I like the squad, they've signed well. Joe Ironside is a handful up top and smashes League 2. Having Luke Molyneux delivering the balls in, scoring goals, I really rate him as a player, and I've watched him a lot being at Hartlepool. Jamie Sterry at right back, reuniting with him as well. It's a good link up. Richard Wood at the back for experience, and McCann as manager as well. I really think they're onto something this year. On paper, they should get top half at least, but for me, I'm going bold. 4th place would be an unbelievable achievement. They have the connections in the squad, they've made their transfers early, they've got a full pre-season under their belt. Joey Ironside, Luke Molyneux, Jamie Sterry, I think they've got a good group of lads. 4th place. What do you Doncaster fans think? Am I being delusional here? Now then, I don't know how people will react to this one, but in 3rd place, I've got the famous, and they are very famous, we have Wrexham in 3rd place. And I don't know if I'm being wrong here. Are they going to win the league? Are they finish a 2nd? I don't know, and I don't think they care. Finishing in an automatic promotion spot is where they want to finish. Whether that's 1st, 2nd or 3rd, they don't care. They want League 1 football. Their goal is to get promoted season in, season out, and if they finish 3rd, they get promoted. It's the same as being 2nd, so don't give me too much hate. Right, I'll calm down now, Jesus Christ. Every season for Phil Parkinson will be more and more pressure. With the squad they've got already, it's basically League 1, League 2 level, in between that. To be honest, probably like a mid-table League 1 One side, I'd say. But one thing I will say, they may start a little bit slowly because of Paul Mullen being injured for a few weeks. But once he's back and the rhythm of the side starts flowing, they're on better pitches than when they were in the National League. I think they'll find League Two a lot more easier than the National League. Only one automatic promotion spot was in the National League. League Two, you got 3 automatics. For me, they're going straight up. What do you Wrexham fans think? And I'm going to say it as well, a lot of people do not like Wrexham. They're this, they're that. They're getting too much coverage in the EFL. But I love the story of Wrexham. I love the fans. I love the people. Every time I go to a Wrexham game, whether it's a home game, away game, they're always so kind and nice. They're very welcoming. They're very passionate towards their club. And I've got full respect to them. Moving on to the second automatic spot to gain promotion to League One. And I think MK Dons are going to bounce straight back up. They'll be undergoing a rebuild, and highly respected manager in Graham Alexander brings me confidence that he'll get the best out of the players. Keeping the likes of Mo Issa and Warren O'Hara at the club is huge, and I don't think we should be overlooking MK Dons. They've kept a few of their big boys, and I think they'll thrive in League Two, get the goals, get the experience. They've got the manager, and I think their togetherness will be very strong, and they'll want to gain promotion straight away. Although I do want to ask MK Dons fans, how are you feeling going into the season? Are you confident, or do you think you're going to be slumping in League Two? And now the winner of League Two, and there's one club I have not mentioned yet, and everyone seems to think I support this club. And I don't think I'm doing myself any favours anymore. Stockport, I think they're winning the league. But this isn't a biased prediction. This isn't me being out there. I genuinely think they'll win the league. Even if I never went to a Stockport game before in my life. I genuinely think they're going to win the league. The club is on the up, and they'll learn from last season. We need to remember as well that last year was their first season back in the EFL, and they got to a playoff final. Now they've gained the experience, I can see them going one better this time round. Whether it's first, second or third, I think they're getting automatic promotion no matter what. I'm not even confident. I'm very confident, and I don't want my confidence to backfire what I think here, and it most likely will now. A manager as good as David Challoner to take them forward and having the financial backing from the owners makes me think that this is the time. The signing of Louis Barry on loan from Aston Villa will bring a different dimension to the team, and the Hatters will be in for a ride and ultimately will win the League Two title. They've got the 12th man being the fans, they've got the experience in the squad now, they've been through the heartbreak at Wembley last year. For the first time of asking being back in the EFL, I think they're going to thrive this year. Yes, the quality in this league is so much more superior this time round, but they've got the financial backing and they've got everything which I've just mentioned. Tell me if I'm absolutely delusional in the comments. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and I'll see you guys later. All the best to all the clubs, and I cannot wait for some spicy League Two fixtures this season, which I will be attending. Wrexham Stockport, I'm for sure being there. See you later.